Now recording. Okay, yeah. And then I'll do a little bit of edits later. Okay, here we go. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ready Bang, the #1 arm wrestling podcast in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler. And joining me, of course, is the man who is coming back to King of the Table. He was in the very first main event and has been a long time coming. And he is in a battle of who has the shiniest head when he takes on Lars Rorbakken this weekend. It is going to be brilliant at King of the Table 11. Ladies and gentlemen, Monster Mochael Todd, how you feeling, mate?
Man, I'm good. I feel good. Just ready to weigh in.
Yeah. Yes, I find it very ironic that you are Monster Mochael Todd on a diet, on a weight cut.
Yeah, so my plan was I tried to talk Lars into letting this be an open weight category match when I was at East versus West, and he said no. And we first decided to do the match, it was in January. It was going to be an open weight category then.
Yeah.
But once I made 115, he's like, yeah, and we had already talked about it, But I sure was hoping he would change his mind. Because my plan was, as soon as I weigh in, not binging or nothing, but for the next 12 months, I was going to not do any caloric restriction and truly fill out to a super heavyweight. And then I spoke to England, and then I saw England and Devin talking about his title and title match implications if I win this match. So it looks like I may have to stay this weight for a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Hungry Mochael Todd.
There you go. There you go.
So there you go. Because the one thing I always love when we catch up, whether you're super heavyweight, whether you're cutting weight, whether you're injured, the goal has always been the same. Mochael Todd, world champion. So now, if you beat Lars on June 1st, is it straight away 115 kilo title shot?
That is the rumor. The rumor is Dodican would problem is he's competing for that 105 title in July. Yeah. So take that out of the mix, it would automatically be he and I for the 115 title. He gets a shot to move up since Devin's title's been vacated or taken or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And England said it'd be interim or the world title. Depends on when Devin's planning on coming back, right? Yeah. But now that he's trying to defend his 105 in July, I guess it's dependent upon whether he wins that match or not. But the way the rankings look, Devin's out of the rankings, Prudnik's out of the rankings, as have both been inactive in that category for over a year and a half. Then the next guy down was like Mudashenko, with his shoulders messed up. And then you got Reno, who's not going to compete again until after WAF or whatever, right? Yeah, and then it's Sanders, where Sanders would just be coming off the loss from Saganoff, right? So Sagoff, how do you say his name? I forgot. Very impressive dude, though. Then the next guy would be Lars. Well, if I beat Lars, I'm the next guy, right? That's just how the rankings fell. So I would pull somebody for the world title in August. Hopefully it's Dodican. I mean, all that stuff is contingent upon me beating Lars.
Yes,
but my entire comeback is contingent upon me beating Lars. I mean, I never had it. I'm not looking to take a step back. Lars is an amazing guy. I'm a huge fan. I love his social media. How he doesn't have the largest social media presence with the most beautiful pictures he posts on Instagram, I have no idea. But he's a great dude and just an amazing athlete. I mean, he's definitely an inspiration. When you see the stuff that he does and the life he lives, it's like, how can you not be jealous of that? But mine 100% intentions are to win this match and then keep moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Lars has veins like thicker than my fingers. I really do. I might measure him when I get there and have a look. Yeah, you're spot on about his social media. Just his presence. Like he has muscles on top of muscles. He'd probably be the only person I know that has 0% body fat. It would be there. So let's wind back the clock. First of all, congratulations on that win against Frank Lamparelli. Now, you were very open with the build-up to Frank. I mean, you're booked for Lars postponed it, felt you weren't ready, coming back from the bicep injury. What was your first emotion when you beat Frank? And on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'm assuming it's 50. How exhausted were you a few days, like when you got back home after the build up, everything, the win, the emotion, bang, Michael Todd gets a win.
Yeah. So there was a lot of emotion in that first match. I mean, but you go back 2 months before that, Pavel and I pulled here, but that was here. So I didn't have to travel. I didn't have to have all that combined. Didn't have all the stress of the press conference. I just picked him up at the airport. We came home. We ate. So we weighed in. Let's go arm wrestle, right? So it's pretty simple. This is more, we had to do all the stuff leading up to it, the travel, the cutting weight, all those things. And there was a whole lot of emotions. Like I kept it all in. And when they called me out, you didn't see any emotion. You didn't see any celebration. You didn't see anything. And I had trained this entire comeback to arm wrestle a certain way. And when we slipped, all that shit went right out the window. I was so excited. I'm like, I'm going to see if I can't flash him. Well, everything I had done was pronation, engage back pressure, control the center of the table. If I just go back to this and I can control this, I normally can control how the match goes. What happened was I hit aggressively, did not have I thought it would have more of an impact. I thought the hit would be better. And it took him over, but there really was no place for me to go from there. Horribly, instead of sticking to the meal plan the way I normally do once I make weight, we had some pizza and we had some few other things, and I did have to cut weight. So there was a significant amount of cramping in the middle of round one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was horrible. So, and I took a supplement that I did not know would have the type of effect that it would, and it caused insane pumps. Well, went back after the first round and lost, and my hand was like this, and Paul was trying to straighten out, couldn't get it. Well, that wasn't an issue. That was bad. But the problem was my legs had cramped up. So when I hit outside, I couldn't stand back up to transition to a press. If I hit outside, I was stuck. I couldn't stand. My legs would not push up to stand back up.
Wow.
So once I hit outside, I was stuck there until he fouled or I fouled or something. Then I could come back in and drive in the press. And I could hit the press and then come back out. But once I went out, there was no coming back in because my legs wouldn't stand up. So that match was twofold. One, I hated the performance because I felt like I made it way harder on myself than I should have, but I was sticking to my game plan. And I loved the fact that I was in such deep water and the old Monster Mochael Todd came out and I was able to find a way to win from probably some of the most unwinnable positions in the sport. You know what I mean? Like just holding on, fighting, doing everything I needed to do, making a professional elbow foul, which might have been my first in history. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, that was good. It was good for me to have that. I needed to dig deep, and that was a match that made me dig deep. So, Frank's a super strong guy. I look forward to seeing where he goes from here. I think he's a lot better than I and a lot of people have given him credit for. I think he could beat a lot of people.
Yeah, he looks the goods. I mean, the way he handled Matt Mask. So, and I was wrong when I did my predictions. I thought Frank was going to get the win, so I do apologise. And you proved me wrong, and I couldn't have been happier because whether it was publicly or privately, you shared my journey, and I'll send you a voice message. But hey, I try and guess, and this time I was very, very happy to get it wrong. That's for sure.
Well, thank you.
But the one thing I think it is great because with the match with Frank, and we'll get to Lars in just a moment, is when you were everything's building up, and whether it's anxiety, whether it's nerves, questioning your performance, everything kind of went wrong during the match, and you won. So I think like that could almost be, obviously at the time when you're stuck there, you're cramping, it's probably not the best. But I think that could almost be the best recipe for you because it's like, hey, everything turned to shit and I still won. Imagine when I'm on all cylinders come June 1st against Lars. So it was almost a blessing in disguise.
To a degree, Lars is a completely different opponent stylistically. So I know how to correct what went wrong versus Frank.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me at all going against Lars. You know what I mean? Like the things that I should have done to get to pull Frank, it's not going to matter against Lars. Now, the question is, people are like, oh, he's got a developing top row or an open top row or somewhat of a king's move. Yes, he does. But his go-to is going to be his flop press.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be, right? So can I defend that? But if I try to go straight back and control center of the table and not bump him out past the shoulder, I'm going to be stuck with this 253-pound cardiovascular freak laying on me for an hour and a half. So that's not good, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to win that dogfight if it goes that way. But I think he's going to show me what he's going to do in the setup. He's going to set up, and I'm going to feel the pressure of his wrist bending back for a flop press, or I'm going to feel posting back pressure for his top roll, and I'm just going to adjust accordingly. So
I think it's going to be hilarious because, like, have you guys got it in your particular rule set that you both can start with your head across center? Because I could see you both round one coming in for that press, and like you could almost like tickle him with your beard a little bit when you're both going to be, I think, going in for that press because we all know that your press is pretty good. It's like the worst kept secret in arm wrestling.
Well, now that I have that, now that I have that range of motion, the accessibility to that press is better. Someone's like, "You're gonna go flop press against flop press?" Well, no, I'm gonna if I go press for press, I'm gonna traditionally press his flop press. That's how you beat a flop presser. If you have a press to match them, you just match him to the center of the table and go straight inside for him. And that is honestly, that's my game plan. That's my plan A. Now if I feel him coming into press, I'm going to meet him there. I'm not going to try to press if I feel him posting and going backwards because I'm not going to, compromise my wrist trying to get a flash pin press. I will go outside with him. There is also the possibility that if he goes in to set up with the press, that I set up with some side pressure and peck in there and get the center of my chest, and I go real hard down and sideways. You saw how Medashenko went right through Camille. That's another way to do it. We saw how Hermes went right through Jerry Cadaret. Another way there's lanes, and I've pulled a lot of pressers in my time, but I've also been the guy since I've been a Kings mover who's got into the 2 and 4 and 7 minute wars with Jerry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are hoping for that. So they see this ridiculous, horrible, just disaster on the table. And I'm hoping to get this done quick as possible.
Of course.
But, and I'm sure he probably is too. But we both have our aces, and we're very similar. We both have access to pretty much the same lanes. And we'll just see who wants it more, I guess.
Yeah. And I think we could go into a double press, into a double Kings move, into a double press. If you don't crab up, I can see you both almost like seesawing each other, just coming in right. We start with double press. No, doesn't happen. Double Kings. Oh, go transition to press. Oh, we both come up. Oh, double Kings, and just bounce it back and forth on each other. I think this match, when it was first announced for February, was it February? January. Yeah, I was very excited for it.
No. It was February. It's February. It was February 25th, and I ended up arm wrestling Pablo February 18th. That's what it was.
Because I was very happy, and then started watching one of your lives, and then was getting very angry because like for years we've done shows and everything, and I was like, oh, finally gonna hang out with Michael Todd, and then I jump on a live. Hey guys, excited to hang out with you and Rebecca, and then you're like, oh, just letting you know that I won't be pulling Lars February 25th. I'm like, damn you, like you cut that out. But with this match with Lars coming in, was it difficult to switch on, switch back off, and switch back on? What I mean is, you were training, preparing. You were saying your comeback was all about pulling Lars, and then like that, boom, we got to switch to Frank, and then you've pulled Frank, got the win, boom, got to switch back to Lars. Did that interfere with any of the training? Was it any different?
No, I don't. I'm never training for anybody specific. I'm just trying to do what I do better than what they do. My training never changes as far as who I'm facing. I mean, strategy stuff like that, but I'm still going to train the same way. I was hoping to pull in December last year. I was hoping to pull in January. And it's just once we tried to travel in December, and it was the first time in my life I had any type of flight anxiety, and I wanted to get off the plane before we'd even taken off. I was like, yeah, I can't make that trip. I'm better now. I've done, 2 trips. I did the January. Well, what it was is I did the January trip, and how hard that one was on me. I knew I couldn't do the February trip. I was like, yeah, it's just I can't do it. It's just nothing physical. I was ready physically. I just 2023 is a tough year, man. Losing mom really, really hurt me to a place that I've never been, and I'm still like this last. Mother's Day was May 12th. My mom's birthday would have been May 11th.
Wow.
Very, very tough weekend. And still, like, I am not a person who's ever suffered from depression or lack of motivation or anything like that. And there are days that I'm like, whatever. I just don't have it. Like, I don't have anything. Like, it's weird experiencing that after such a long life of not ever experiencing that, and having that now as something that could be as frequent as a couple days a week. It's a hard thing to I don't know, to cope with or whatever. To get, I mean, I'm hoping that doesn't stay that way, but
from experience, you find ways. What year? I'm going on 24 years without my dad. I was 15 when I lost him. I'm about to turn 40, so it gets easier. But just ride it, man. If it hurts, it hurts. They're the days. It's these are your parents, and you only get a mum and dad. So yeah, man. Like if you get down one day, then you get down. Like, don't worry about anything else. You just got to worry about you. That's probably the only thing that the advice I would get, because sometimes I'll be with my wife and I'm like, damn, wish my dad could meet you and the girls and things like that, and it gets you down. But yeah, they're your parents, man. Like that's all I can really say. It gets easier to deal with, but yours is very fresh. It is very fresh. Don't let.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the timeline. It's very fresh. Don't let a year think, or 8 months or whatever it is. Don't think that, oh no, I should be getting better now. No, you do your lane, my friend. You do your lane.
Yeah, my father passed in 08. It was in a car wreck, and it was just different. I had a good relationship with my dad, but it was just different. My mother has always been my person, And I honestly, growing up here in the South, my entire life, I've heard the rapture was going to happen, and I just was under the belief that I'd never be on earth without my mom being here. I just thought we'd go together. You know what I mean? So it was not a realization or reality that my mind was ready to deal with, because I'd never let myself. I just always believed that, this time where, God's going to come back and take us, and it just, and I didn't even realize that was it until it happened. I was like, no wonder I've never been ready for this and never prepared for this, because I didn't think it was going to happen, But yeah, it was just one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I'm training, and I'm training hard. I'm training hard to the point where my body is sore. You know what I mean? Like, it's constantly sore, and I have everything. I pretty much have everything that a world-class professional athlete at my disposal to rehab and recover, and I'm still just beat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Father Time stays undefeated, Michael. Not 25 anymore, my friend. You're not 25.
I am not.
If I sit on the couch wrong watching a movie with my wife, I could be out for 3 weeks with a bad back. Like,
yeah. Have I talked to you since East versus West?
No.
So when I was on stage at East versus West for the press conference, I look over at Devin. I'm like, he's a couple years younger than me. I look at Neil. I'm like, he's like 6 months younger than me. I look at England. I'm like, he's younger than me. And I look around. I'm like, holy shit, I'm the oldest guy up here. I turn around and look at the backdrop, and I'm like, I'm the oldest guy on this damn card. I'm like, how did I mean, where's John Brzezinski at? Where's Todd Hutchins? When did I become the old guy? 34 years of doing this, you eventually become the old guy, right? Like, it was crazy to be the oldest guy on the card. And I hadn't even looked at this. I'm probably the oldest guy on this card too. I'm sure I hadn't even looked at it. When Todd Hutchins was pulling Kirigali, I wouldn't have been. But now I think I'm the oldest guy again. Son of a gun,
Embrace it. I remember doing that in my last couple of years of footy, just trying to get my boots on and that, and you look around like, I'm the oldest guy in here. Yep.
Right.
Damn it. All right.
Right.
So it'll be good, man. Hey, just think about it. Oh, you could be the oldest guy on the card. You're on oldest guy on the card, East versus West. You got to win. Could be the oldest guy here. And then come August, you might be the oldest guy on the card winning a world championship. I think that's pretty cool, Michael.
It would not be a bad turnout. That I told myself, and I said it, and it was a large ask of myself. It was a big claim that I was going to make the greatest comeback in arm wrestling. And I still have a lot of work to do to make that come true. But if I am able to win this match and then able to get the shot and come out victorious in August, that'll be less than 18 months since a completely, major surgery. Coming back and being the heavyweight champion of the world would be something spectacular. And the one cool thing for me, and this is one thing that gives me a lot of pride, let's say, the professional leagues of arm wrestling that were super match format, Arm Wars, NAL, UAL, WAL, PAL, at some point, I've held the heavyweight or super heavyweight world title of every one of those. The only one I do not have, East versus West King of the Table, now that they're a joint promotion, if I was able to win this one, I would have won the heavyweight or super heavyweight world title of every major professional arm wrestling league that's ever existed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, but can I do it? Saying how cool it would be versus actually doing it is two completely different things. But I believe I'm capable. I wholeheartedly believe I will win this match versus Lars, whether it's a 4-3, 3-4-0, 3, whatever the hell it ends up being. I believe I'm going to win. And if it is Dodecan, the kid's 25, maybe 20, maybe by the time that match he's 26 years old. I'm twice his age. He's going to have plenty of time to win some world titles. If we meet up in August, I'm taking that world title. I will do everything within my power to be the very best version of me I can be. And it will, something catastrophic would have to happen to me for me not to win that day.
And I think that's fantastic. Like a lot of people may complain about the cards of King of the Table. This is looking to be one of the best cards ever. And this match means something. Winner is looking like they're getting a title shot. So just buy the pay-per-view. It is going to be brilliant. Monster Mochael Todd versus Lars Rorbakken in a double press, double kings, press and kings move match. It is going to be brilliant. So make sure you buy the pay-per-view. You know the link will be in the description. 2 more quick questions, Michael, and then we'll let you go. Just quickly, your thoughts on Brian Shaw starting to arm wrestle or dabbling in it a bit?
I think it's awesome. I met Brian in person at the Rogue in 2022, I believe. And I posted some pictures of me and him standing next to each other, normal, and he's huge. And then a picture where he's closer to the camera and he looks like a different species of human. I know
the exact photo.
They're two pictures, and one you can tell he's 6'8", 400 plus pounds, sitting next to a 6'3", 260 guy, and the other one it looks like he is something from another planet that doesn't even make sense because he's closer to the camera. It's insane the difference that picture look, but the fact that after I read this on a thing the day he texted me after on. At East versus West the day I won and said, "Hey, congratulations, really happy for you." Blah blah blah. So the fact that he's watching and following the sport as well, and he's disciplined and consistently training with it, I think it's only good things can come from it. Yeah. Love the idea of strength athletes coming to the sport, strongman, other, accomplished disciplines coming over to arm wrestling. I think it's a movement that's just going to bring a lot more people. But Brian Shaw come to arm wrestling only helps arm wrestling.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And time frame at all, how long do you think he would need to, crack the top 20?
Okay, people are saying in 12 months he's going to beat Levon. That would
No.
be the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my 34 years. You know what I'm saying? 35 at that time, right? I don't think it's possible. Of course, I'm also the guy that says I don't think anything's impossible. I just think the likelihood of that is very, 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 very slim. Does he have the potential within 2 to 3 years to be top 5 in North America? I completely think he does. And that could also put him in the top 20 in the world if you're top 5 here, you know. Most likely, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you and I both know the hardest thing about arm wrestling is the first year. Not the first year of you training yourself, but the first year of you training with a team and going through the aches and pains and the toothache pain and that bone and tendon. You know, it's really tough, man.
And losing.
Then, well, the fact is that, and I think Lawrence DeLay said this the other day on the Fix or something, maybe. You have to take a step back from being one of the very best in the world at what you do to understanding that you're going to have to start at a lower tier and work your way up. And after being so dominant in his chosen discipline, to come over here and not start out as so dominant, it's gonna be a little bit that he's gonna have to, like, all right, well, I understand this is what it's gonna be like, but I'm not comfortable being at this space. I'm gonna continue to grow and climb. And if he's okay with that, I think his potential is limitless.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. I hope he sticks around for it. It'll be great. I did a video on 5 reasons why I work and 5 reasons why I won't. So check that out while you're hanging around. And also in 2025, 2026, I know you don't like to look too far in the future, but will we get another Monster Factory card? I quite enjoy seeing all those.
Well, so right now I'm still upside down in this new edition.
Yep.
So I cannot fund a Monster Factory event. That's why I've had to postpone it. I am waiting to hear back from a potential couple title sponsors. If they say yes within this next week, we will do July 20th for Monster Factory 6. Yeah.
Oh.
If not, I could push it to August 31st, or I could just wait and we'll do one this year, later in the year, and then push for some big stuff in 2025. It's just I cannot put myself in a position where it takes away from my family to host that event. I've had some really big issues with this finishing out process. It was supposed to be done in December, and it hasn't been completed yet. It's just my sub guy has had all kinds of issues. He's in Texas. He's back and forth. And it's just I need to get this job finished because I don't want to have the collaborations that I want to have here until it's completely finished.
That's right. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, you never do anything half-assed, so it is brilliant. And what's going to be brilliant is the match with Lars Rorbakken, June 1st, King of the Table. Make sure you go and buy the pay-per-view. And can we all please thank Monster Mochael Todd for opening up and giving us the time on the show. Michael, it's always great to have you.
Hey, happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. Look forward to meeting you in person here in like less than a week, right? Yeah, I'm excited about it. It sucks because I like my opponents so much, like that it's hard to. I mean, like Frank, tremendously great guy, right? Lars, I'm a fan, so it's. I know we're gonna be friends before, after, but when the match time comes up, you're gonna see two guys who just will leave it all there. I mean, look at his last match. He was down 3-1. He comes back and wins 4-3. I mean, guy's got tremendous conditioning, and he's just a willingness to stay in the fight. So I think we're in for. I'm hoping I have an amazing performance, and it's an easy day. But I'm prepared for whatever happens. So I'm excited to be across the table from Lars. Like I said, I asked for this match. I asked for Frank match. I wanted to test myself against a top roller. I want to test myself against someone who could, really test my bicep flop presser. So, be careful what you ask for sometimes.
That's right. One of the best to do it. All righty. We will see you soon.